Hey there, Pharrell. Hopefully you can hear me okay over the washing machine going in the background, but got your helmet here for you. As you can see, it came out really nicely. Want to thank you again for your patience during this one. It's been finals season, so it's been tough to manage these on top of my normal job in law school and whatnot, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this one came out. The lightning details were particularly difficult because they're indented in, which makes them hard to paint, but does give them a really cool look with the helmet. So you can see all along the back there and then meeting up on that back plate. That's another thing, this removable back plate, they line up really nicely with all the contour lines in the helmet. And then of course these symbols in white on the side, as well as that infinity sign, and then these one-way visors on the eyes. And which was another difficult thing with this mask was the mesh here on the mouth. So you can see there is this dividing line here. It's been blended completely in with the nose, so you can't see the upper part of it. But there wasn't really any way to remove this. Luckily, again, it kind of goes with that mesh look, so it's not super noticeable, but printing the entire mesh was extremely difficult because there are obviously overhangs, meaning places that are flat with nothing below them, and printers don't like those. But with these, they're so small that doing supports in between would end up breaking tons of the mesh. So finding a way to get this to print, it required it being broken up a little bit, and then I've blended it in. As you can see up here, you can't see where that was combined anymore, thankfully, and got it to give a nice face contour as well in that mesh, and you can see none of the mesh broke during that process. So yeah, really happy with this one. It does have that removable back like I described, so if you pull here, that opens this up so you could slip your head in, and so it gives it a tight contour, and uses these magnet mounts here that line up once your head is in and snap into place. Strong magnets, it's not going to fall off. I would be careful when you're putting it on with where these magnet mounts are. They are plastic welded into the helmet, but because of the angle that this back plate is at, so it didn't interfere too much with the rest of these designs, they are a bit more delicate. So just be careful with those when you're putting the helmet on and off, so that you're not, you know, putting too much pressure on them as they slide by your head. But that covers, you know, the main details of the helmet. Again, I think this looks really nice the way it came out. Certainly much higher quality than that initial one that you sent me. I'm sorry that your first round trying to get one of these went like that, but as you can see, this one came out much more cleanly than that one did. So setting that aside, the only thing left is, because I don't have your head here, it is scaled to your head, but the minute adjustments as well as comfort come down to these inserts that I've cut out for you. So you have two thicknesses, these thicker ones and these thinner ones. Basically, just put the helmet on, wiggle your head where you feel a good amount of room, preferably in symmetrical sides. Glue, using hot glue, super glue, whatever you got, one of these inserts into that area. Some good places to keep in mind would be like top of the head. If your eyes don't line up perfectly with the visors, if they're a little high, you could put foam in the top, which will lower your eye line to line them up better and does help with comfort. And then the temple area is another good one, and then the very back of the head. Although I would caution you to don't rely too much on the back of the head foam, because that's where that removable plate is, so you don't want pressure pushing that plate off. But all you need to do is don't put these all over the place. You want to focus on getting like 3 to 4 points of contact. So again, right here, and maybe 2 points on the back or top of the head and the side of the head, just so that it holds your head in place and then the helmet doesn't wiggle. And then if you have leftover foam anywhere that you want to put it, maybe for comfort or whatnot, is up to you. So you have one set of these thick ones. They are a little bit longer than the skinnier ones, so if you did want to cut these in half to have more, you could. And then 2 packs of these little ones. I recommend, you know, starting with the thicker one and then using little ones for adjustments. Say you put some in and there's still room, you could just layer another one. Like if this one was in the helmet, you can just glue another one directly on top to make a thicker foam piece there. And if you start with these, I recommend, if you need to add, using these skinnier ones so you can do small adjustments. Always easier to add more in if there's room than it is to make it too tight and try and remove them. I think that covers everything. I'm going to take this out to FedEx today and get you a tracking number and get you whatever the quickest shipping internationally that they can do. and I'm happy to take that out of pocket since there was a bit of a delay on this one. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out, and thanks again.